Okay, this will be an interesting one. I found this. We'll see if we can make it look good. Looks like something someone has discarded, or should I say maybe left behind, don't know. Let's see how we go with it. I think this one, going to keep the contrast neutral, going to lighten that off. See how we go with this one. A bit personal, this one, a bit tragic, maybe. It's hard to know. Let's see what it is. It is a very personal. I won't show the inside of it, it's too personal. But basically, it's a Valentine card, and someone has decided to tack this on with a bit of double-sided tape, which sort of, actually that's meant to be put there. I thought it was just totally ad-lib, but it sort of spoils the rest of the card. So we're only photocopying that corner down there, that blurry rose. I'm a bit disappointed with this, but hey, I found it. It's just a found object, so you can't expect much more from it. But basically, yeah, it's sad. It's like Valentine's Day has become, again, it's another capitalist rort. It's another thing that money fuckers have tried to get their fingers on. It's like everything. Every day that's a public holiday, every day that has meaning or some kind of rhyme or reason gets taken over by the money fuckers. The money fuckers just want everything in this world. They want to make everything into a money-making rort. You know, and people get alienated by Christmas or Valentine's Day or whatever other important date. And it's just ridiculous the way everything's being monetized. I'm over it, folks. I'm over it. It's like, why can't anything be genuine anymore without the fucking price tag? You know? And all the rubbish that is made, all the polluting garbage that gets made, like balloons and teddy bears and shit like that, and then of course the relationship in itself wasn't any good either. It's like everything's all for the sake of money, and people think that they can make their relationship good by spending money on their partner. It's so commercialised. I mean, why can't we just make our own Valentine cards? Or, I mean, yes, it's okay to have some store-bought cards, but why the world has to be so hooked on money making? Now that's too big. It's like everything's just about money. You know, there's no soul in it anymore, folks. There's no soul. It's all a bloody rich man's game. And these rich men just don't have the balls. They're fucking idiots. They're fucking pain in the ass. Honestly, they got no fucking idea. They just want to make everything into a money-making extravaganza. They don't care. They don't have any care of you or me. They don't care about anything but their fucking money. They're just a bunch of evil slobs that just love to use every opportunity and turn it into a money-making rort. And people buy into it. People are stupid. You know, we don't need those teddy bears. We don't need those balloons. You know, if you love each other truly, you don't need that shit. You really don't. Now, we've made it too small. We've got to make it a bit big on the vertical and the horizontal. But we've got to invest in our relationships. We've got to work out whether the relationship we're in is worth being in. You know, why bother spending money on all this shit? It's really not good enough. You know, it's like a money-making rort. It's a rort, you know? And people are so gullible to be buying into this shit. You know, if you love each other, you don't need to prove it to each other. You know, if you really love each other, you know, you don't need all this fancy shit. And balloons especially are just not good for the planet. So why, and it's just throwaway shit. This is what the rich pigs want you to do. They want you to think that, yeah, whatever. I'm just so over this way the world's being operated by the rich, and the poor and the needy get treated like shit. If we can't spend money, well, we're not worthy of being alive even. So it's not good enough that capitalism rules everything. These rich people, disgusting. I don't even know if this couple has a future. You know, the card was left behind somewhere. For some reason it was left behind. I don't know why. Got to make it a bit higher on the vertical. But basically, why it was left behind. I don't know whether it was an accident, whether the person who got the card, obviously, well, I'd say it's more likely to be a female, but basically, whatever happened to that couple, whether they're still going to be together or whether they're going to basically be broken. But I don't know whether this was a successful Valentine woo, but I don't think it was. Why the card was left behind, as I said, I don't know whether it was an accident or whether it was because the person who received the card was embarrassed to receive it, and therefore, yeah, it's a little bit there, and therefore just discreetly dumped the card. So I'm wondering where the centre of this job's going to be. So I'm wondering if it's, whatever, it's just hard to get this right. So, but yeah, it's like that. It's like you just can't. It's just a money-making rort these days, and these people just get sucked into it. And Valentine's Day is just another day for the capitalist companies to make fucking money. And what's the point in it anyway? So I'm actually thinking that's going to be the centre of our job. I was thinking that would look good as a centre, but maybe not. We're going to make that the centre. But it is, it's just a money-making rort. You got to test, you got to basically see if the relationship is in good stead. If it doesn't, if a relationship's not working, it's not going to, you can't patch it up with band-aids by sending a card with a mushy message. It's just not, it's just window dressing for a bad relationship, and there's no good putting your trust in that kind of thing when the relationship shouldn't happen. So many people get married and they end up divorced, and it's just so horrible to see that happen all the time. Most people, and what really pisses me are the TV shows like what is it called? Married at First Sight. I mean, silly. You can't have a relationship, in my opinion, on a TV show. But basically, they seem to think that, well, anyway, it just pulls the ratings anyhow. But, you know, it's just like that. Okay, let's see how we go with this. But hopefully this card that I've found will not go totally to waste. It's going to make an interesting demo to see on YouTube. It's a bit hard being able to line this one up properly because we don't have any sharp lines. But I just don't believe that. I believe in love. I'm going to get married to a man who I've loved now for more than 7 years. I haven't seen him for a while, but I know that we're going to be an item, and I know that we're going to. Our love has gone through the test of time and hardship, and I'm nearly ready to marry him. I just have to somehow get in touch with him, but I love him, and this looks really nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.